I do that till this day, and I would never ever stop doing that, even if I had a man. But I don't, so yeah. But always buy yourself flowers, even if you do have someone, if you do have a partner. You should never want to stop buying yourself flowers if you do have a partner, because what if that partner leaves? And you're waiting for the next time you have a partner, but that can be years. That can be years until you finish healing. That can be years to come. So you should always want to buy yourself flowers no matter what. Against You podcast, and I'm your host, Deja Nicole. So in today's episode, it is the last episode of season 3. Yes, you heard it. Last episode of season 3. So this is season 3, episode number 32, and this is all about how to live your life like a romance novel. So before we get into today's episode, y'all heard me. This is the last episode of season 3. Yes, I have not been consistent with my podcast, but I just recorded the last other 2 episodes, episode number 30 and 31, and I'm starting to prep for season 4 soon, and season 4 will start the last week of July, which season 4 is all about. This era is called ... literally, because it's all about different seasons that you could be entering in your life, because we have always... Well, not have, but we are always, that's the word, we are always evolving every single day into someone else, and we are always going towards something and trying to become the better version of ourselves. So that's why season 4 is all about. This era is called, and then literally ... because every episode of season 4 is talking about how to always better yourself every single day. So stay tuned for that, and the trailer will probably be out the second week of July. So the second Sunday of July, I would say. I don't know what day is that, but July is also my birthday month, and I was going to have the trailer out on my birthday, but I was like, nah. So yeah. But let's just get into the last episode of season 3, besties. So this is all about how to live your life like you're in a romance novel. And this is funny because I love reading romance. Romance is something I love reading. I love reading romance. I love reading romantasy. Anything that's the subgenre of romance, I love reading. So before we get into today's episode, besties, we're going to get into the weekly updates. So the first thing I'm going to do is my mental health checkup. Me, mentally, I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. I am getting back into the groove of things. Me just doing things that I love and just posting content on a regular basis, trying to be consistent on that. And soon I'm starting a new series on my personal TikTok, because I literally deleted everything on my personal TikTok to like revamp it and stuff. So that's going to start like hopefully soon, but I'm going to post more TikToks before I do the series anyways. But I have been good mentally. I'm doing things that I love doing now, and that's all that matters. So yeah. The quote of today's episode, though, is do it for the person you hope to become in the life that you're trying to build. That is a beautiful quote, because I feel like we need to do what we want to do. We want to become this person that we see. We are always either on Pinterest or TikTok or Instagram of these different girlies that are having or look like they have their life together, and we want to be them too. We want to be like them. So I just feel like this quote really resonate with a lot of women out there, because my audience are mostly women, and I just feel like that this quote does and can resonate with you, and I know it can resonate with me as well. So again, it is do it for the person that you hope to become in the life you're trying to build. So that is the quote for for today's episode. The affirmation is I choose kindness towards myself every day, and I feel like this affirmation should be said by everyone because we are someone who will put ourselves last. We are someone who will put ourselves last a lot of times. So we need to soon and now, not even soon, but certain now to be kindness towards ourselves. Because at the end of the day, it will always be you. And then the journal prompt of today's episode is what can you just wait. Hold up. What can you just do while sitting and admire it? What can you admire? Let me phrase this question. What can you admire in your everyday life? So what can you admire in your everyday life? That is the question for today's episode. What can you admire? So I'm going to actually type this. What can you admire in your everyday self? In your everyday life? So, yeah. And then again, before we start today's episode, you can follow You Against You podcast on both Instagram and TikTok, which is You Against You Pod by Deja. And if you are listening to this on Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave a rating and review. If you are listening to this on Spotify, don't forget to leave a rating and comment and follow, because I think there is a follow button on Spotify. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It can really help push out my podcast to new listeners. So please do that, and let's become besties. And you can follow all my other social medias, which would be in the show notes down below, besties. But let's just get into today's episode. So, the first thing that you can do to feel like you're in a romance novel, yes, I said romance novel. As a girl who loves reading romance novels, this is why I want to do an episode like this before I close or finish with season 3. And it's the good closer for season 3. So, is to write yourself a love letter. And on your hard days, read them. Write yourself a love letter. And on your hard days, read them. So I feel like you should get a bunch of envelopes and write different love letters. And then put the love letters in those envelopes. And you can leave the envelopes blank, or you can write something on the envelope saying when you're having a bad day at work, or a bad day in general, when you're feeling lost, when you are feeling uninspired, when you are angry, when you are sad, when you are frustrated, read me. And just put it in a box. So when you are feeling those type of things, if you have them labeled, you can pick that out, the box, and open the letter and then read it and then put it back in the box. Or if you don't have the letters labeled, you can just randomly pick one and do that. But you're just reading a love letter that you wrote for yourself back in the past, and it's going to help you feel much better, because at the end of the day, this is your story, and you should not want to be sad in your own story, because why are you letting someone be the main character in your own story? So yes, so write yourself a letter, and on your hard days, read them. And I might actually do that. I might get me a little box, find a cute little box, and do that, and then do that, write my letters, and then label them, and just read them, because I actually love that idea. Next is to dress for yourself. I talk about this in a lot of episodes, so I don't really want to put you on a rabbit hole, but always dress for yourself no matter what. Dress for yourself because you feel good in those clothing pieces and that clothing item, or in that color, or with that accessory. Always dress for yourself, and don't let someone feel ashamed of what you are wearing. We are in a culture of trends. We're also in a culture of, depending on your body type, this clothing item does not fit you well. We are also in a culture how a lot of people like to bully, cyberbully, because social media is so big right now. And I just feel like F the haters and always dress up for yourself, no matter what. The next thing is buy yourself flowers. I do that till this day, and I would never ever stop doing that, even if I had a man. But I don't, so yeah. But always, always, always buy yourself flowers, even if you do have someone, if you do have a partner. You should never want to stop buying yourself flowers if you do have a partner, because what if that partner leaves and you're waiting for the next time you have a partner? But that can be years. That can be years until you finish healing. That can be years to come. So you should always want to buy yourself flowers no matter what. Buying yourself flowers will boost your mood, and it can always put a flower, like not flower, but it can always put a smile on your face. And I just feel like that is something that I want to do and start doing. And not start doing, but I would never stop doing until the day I die. But if you don't do that, if you don't do that, you should do that. I don't know if you can see the roses in the background, but I bought those like last week. So yeah, I have always bought myself flowers like 2 years ago now. About to be 3, but maybe 3 years now. For 3 years. And I never felt like different when I don't buy myself flowers. Like when I don't buy myself flowers, I know I'm not myself mentally. So I have buy myself flowers, and I do get questioned a lot, mostly by my brothers, or other family members, that why I buy myself flowers. But I buy myself flowers because for someone who has anxiety, who has been through a lot, I would say it really does help me as well. So if you don't do it now, ladies, do it now. Buy yourself flowers, because flowers can also change the atmosphere in whatever room that they're in. So yeah. The next thing is creating a signature scent, or just having a signature scent in general. I want to do this, but I'm just so scared on what perfumes will clash and not go together. But I would say right now my signature scent is an Arabic perfume. I don't know its name, but I know it's by La Feti or something like that. And it's like one of the viral like perfumes, Arabian perfumes that's on TikTok. It's the light pink bottle, and I love that scent. It's like one of my favorite scents, and I would say that's my signature scent. But I would want to see if it would pair very well with vanilla, because I love vanilla scented things. Vanilla scented is like my favorite thing. So if you have tried that perfume with anything that's vanilla scented, please let me know, because I want to know. And I want to create a signature scent with that and vanilla scented. So yeah. The next thing is having a candlelit dinner or a bath. So you don't have to do this with a partner. You do not have to do a candlelit dinner with someone. You can just make yourself a meal, or it can just be a pizza or some takeout. It doesn't have to be a home cooked meal either. It can be takeout. And you can just light a candle or a few candles, put it on a show, and you have a candlelit dinner. Boom, bam. It don't have to be special. It don't. And it is something that I would want to do. Technically, I have a candlelit dinner when I eat dinner in my room. I have my candlelit. But maybe when I'm on place, I would want to do that, because that is something that I want to do. That is a way of you showing love for yourself as well. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's you against you. And this is your own story. So, yeah. Or having a candlelit bath. I would probably do this once I get my own place one day. It's such a girly girl thing to do. And having like your Netflix and your charcuterie board there on like the little tray, and like your little wine, or if you don't drink, you have like some type of non-alcoholic like sparkling drink there, and you have like your iPad or your laptop, and it's playing a rom-com. That would be me. That would be me, and it's such a Pinterest moment. It really is. So I feel like that is a way of romanticizing your life by doing something on a daily basis. And it does feel like that you are in a movie or you are in a book. Because I'll tell you this, there has been so many rom-com movies, or maybe even some like rom-com books that I've read, where the main girl, the main female character, is by herself eating dinner in her place, and she has a candle lit. So yeah. The next thing is take yourself on a date. This is something I would want to do. I actually would probably want to do it soon and just take an Uber and do that, because that is something that I want to do. I would want to like take myself on a coffee date and then like go to the bookstore and then have fun. Like take myself shopping. I might do that. But going on a self date, dating yourself is something that is very normalized today, which is so good because men are trash. Men know what they want, but when they have a good woman, they don't keep the good woman, and then they always complain that they can never find a good woman. So take yourself on a solo date. Do that, and that is something I would want to do once I get my license, like every weekend or twice a week or 3 times a week. I don't care how much money I'm spending on myself. It will always come back. It will always come back. But no, literally, that is something that I want to do for myself, is take myself on a solo date. So if you don't take yourself on a solo date, please do. It's way better than you being disappointed on a date with a guy. So, yeah. The next thing is keeping a journal and write your main character monologue. I have so many empty journals right now, like just on a shelf on my desk, and I actually want to start this. I'm starting to do video diaries again. I talked about them in episode number 31 about doing video diaries, but I want to also do this because I just feel like creating my own little like story where I'm the main character in my journal and I'm creating my own monologues. I love that. And when I'm ever creating another book, which I'm starting another book, like writing another book, hopefully this fall after I publish my other one, or like this summer, I don't know yet. It's in a process. But I'm working on my second draft and editing my first draft at the same time, so Forbidden Orders. But I would love to do this and then take inspiration from that for like character building about my characters, because I will always have my main male character be based on me, because I feel like all my main male characters are not main male characters, my main female characters would be based on me. That's it. I have like something to go at 7:30ish and it's 7:16, so I'm kind of rushing. But like I was saying, like I have most of my main female characters that the first book is kind of based with me, or something I would want to do. Work at a coffee shop, work in healthcare one day. You know, my main female character, that's her. My other main female character in the book I want to write next, which is sports romance, will have characteristics of me. So I will always do that. So me doing this, creating my self monologue for me, will also help me do future character for my main female characters and novels. But I just feel like this can be you, because one day you can write an autobiography and you can use your monologues in your autobiography. Now that I think about it. But yeah. The next thing is dancing in the rain. I think once I get my crochets in, I'm going to do that. I love dancing in front of my mirror. Why not just dance in the rain? It's not raining right now, but I just want to get my hair wet. So, yeah. But I would love to dance in the rain. It is something you see in the movies. It's something you will read in the books. And this is why the episode is titled Living Like You're in a Romance Novel. But it is something that you see in the movies or read in the books. And I feel like everyone should do it. You do not have to have a partner to do it. I actually have done it before for a bit with a guy that I went on a date with. The guy actually ghosted me after that. But I don't care. But I would want to do that. Or if I do find someone who really loves me, I would want to do that with him. So, yeah. If you haven't, you should try it. And if you have danced in the rain, either was with someone or by yourself, how was it? How does it make, like, how did it make you feel? Even though you was wet after, you know. But how did it make you feel dancing in the rain? I would want to know. So, yeah. The next thing is reinvent yourself. I feel like even in books, the main female character is always reinventing herself some way, somehow for the male character. Don't do it for a character. Don't do it for a guy, okay? But men in books are different than men in real life. So, yeah, men in books are different than like men in real life. So that's why I do that. But no, always reinvent yourself because you always want to change for you. You shouldn't want to like change for someone else. And I just feel like it will help you also do a lot of self-discovering when you reinvent yourself. And I'm about to go on a journey, I would say, on reinventing myself and document it on TikTok. So that's my plan. So either late this month or early July after my birthday. So yeah. The next one is start saying yes. I feel like saying yes to things will help you get out more than saying no to things. Because when you're saying yes to things, you're getting out your comfort zone. I would want to ride an elephant if someone asked me. Yes, let's ride an elephant. I actually really want to go back horseback riding. I did it once when I was like younger, and I would love to do it again. So if someone asks me, "Oh, Deja, you want to go horseback riding?" Yes, I do. But when you're saying yes to things, you are getting out your comfort zone. It's like all our favorite characters in the books that we read, right? And mostly we love probably reading romance books, if you're watching this, or the rom-coms that we see. And the main female character finally said yes. Even though she hesitant in her mind, and she was hesitant at first before she said yes, she said yes and she starts to like it. So start saying yes to a lot of things because it helps you discover who you are. So it's a way of self-discovery, and two, it helps you get out your comfort zone as well. And then the last thing is confessing your feelings. Men might be a-holes, but confess your feelings. I just feel like it's better to confess your feelings than always having that feelings in, because when you keep those feelings in, it will have you confused. Even though that person is confusing you, it will also have you confused as well. And if they say, okay, I appreciate it, but I feel like we can just be friends, and just accept it, because you got that out your system. For one, even in books and even in movies, the main female character always, there's always like she gets her feelings hurt, and then that person regrets, and then she finds someone's better. She always finds someone better. So just remember, there's always someone better out there who, when once you confess your feelings, and they feel the same way, and that's okay, and that's good. But don't always have your feelings bottling up, because soon you're going to confuse yourself if you have your feelings bottled up. So yeah. So besties, that is it for today's episode. Again, the quote of today's episode is do it for the person that you hope to become and the life that you're trying to build. The affirmation of today's episode again is I choose kindness towards myself every day. And today's journal prompt is what can you admire in your everyday life? So this is the last episode of season 3. Season 4 will start some point in July. I'm thinking mid to almost end of July. So follow You Against You podcast, Instagram to know that, and TikTok. I'm actually going to start posting more on those things because I want to do a lot of behind the scenes stuff for y'all guys for my TikTok and more inspirational posts for the Instagram. So if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening to this on Spotify, don't forget to leave a follow and a rating and comment. And if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave a rating and review. Remember, it's you against you, not you against the world. And if you want to follow the You Against You podcast social medias, the Instagram and TikTok are the same, and that is You Against You Pod by Deja. And all the other and all of my other social medias are in the show notes down below, besties. I really do hope that you love season 3, which is all about romanticizing your life, and you can always come back to these episodes. But season 4 is about to start soon. I am taking a break for the month of June because I want to start prepping for season 4 and to actually get caught up with other things I'm doing, like my book and me posting on my main social medias, and also just doing a little post here and there for this and grow this as well. So I will be taking a break after this episode just to get season 4 started. But I really do hope that you like this episode, and I really do hope that you like You Against You podcast, and to just share with your friends, and so we can grow this community. And I'll see y'all in season 4, besties. It might be a while, but not a long time, okay? And I'm sorry for the little hiatus that I had during season 3. A lot of shit was going on, a lot. So just remember, it's you against you, not you against the world. And I'll see y'all in season 4 in July, besties. I love y'all, and just remember, when season 4 happens, I will be 23. So I see y'all then, and I love you guys, and bye for now.